What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Kid Taj. And every single year, Sports Illustrated publishes a top 100 NBA players list. And this list covers rankings from 1 to 100 in the NBA of the best players prior to the NBA season. I wouldn't say best, actually. I'd say the most impactful. I'd say the most valuable players. Probably something like that. And there's a little bit to talk about with this list because it's pretty big. Sports Illustrated is a pretty big outlet. I mean, they do a lot, and I'll give y'all a link in the description to this list so y'all can see it for yourselves. It's not perfect, I'll tell you that. There's a lot of stuff that's very questionable on this list, especially the topic that I'm going to be going over today that a lot of people are very upset about, very confused about. And there was actually some talk about last year, Kobe Bryant wasn't on the list, or maybe he was really low on the list and people were upset. But I wasn't upset very much because you look how he played in the season. I mean, it's not like he was deserving of a top 20 spot last year. I mean, come on. It's Kobe Bryant in his last 20th season. How good is he really going to be a threat, for that MVP, for that top 20, top 30 player? No, it's not going to happen. Anyway, before I get into this, I just want to say I had some gameplay from the Prelude, and I didn't have any park gameplay I wanted to show right now. And, this works as good as any. It was in a video, yes, but get over it. This video is not about the gameplay that I'm showing, just about the topic, which is Derrick Rose. Before I get into this right now, please leave a like. If you want to see more of these videos, comment what types of videos you want to see, and subscribe, please. Now let us get into this. Let's start with who Derrick Rose is and who, I guess, was picked ahead of him on this list. Derrick Rose is a former MVP. He's a very accomplished NBA player in terms of individual accolades. He's been to the All-Star game a couple times. He's got an MVP award, the youngest MVP ever, as, much of you may know, much of this audience here that's wondering why he was so low on this list. Derrick Rose was like the 20th best point guard on this list. Probably even less, because you had the 10 that you normally put, and then you had guys like George Hill and Jeff Teague, Ricky Rubio. There's more. If you want to see the list, click down below to see all the guys that are ahead of him. People were not happy with this list. Derrick Rose, a lot of people still think is a superstar. Some people think he just has never been healthy, and he finally is healthy, ready to be an MVP again. But in reality, we haven't seen the same Derrick Rose since the injury. And when I say the injury, I really shouldn't say the injury, because he's had a lot of different injuries, but the main one, 2011. No, maybe it was 2012. 2012, Derrick Rose tore his ACL against the Philadelphia Sixers in Game 1 of the playoffs. It was awful. It really disrupted and almost completely ruined his NBA career. He's still a very good NBA player today, but he's just not the same, not even close to the same player he was. And Rose, I'm not supporting the fact that he's not top 100. I would put him in the top 100, and it's not like I would put him 30 or 35. I mean, I'd probably put him below the top 50, but I wouldn't leave him off the list, because Derrick Rose, as many ways as you can twist it, he's still a extremely talented player, a guy that can give a team hope, a guy that can hit a clutch shot for you. He can do a lot of things, but the fact of it is, with Derrick Rose and why he was so low on this list, is because of analytics. These guys love analytics. They don't want to hear all that he's really talented BS. The talent factor doesn't really matter here. It's all about what you do, what you contribute, how you help your team win games. That is really the key. That's all. I mean, they really do not care about stats. They don't, not like your points per game and stuff like that. They don't care about what you look like on the court, talent. They don't care about flash. All they care about is how you help your team win and how much you help your team win. Now, of course, they haven't released the top 10 players yet. And we all know LeBron's going to be number one on the list, because LeBron is the number one guy in terms of helping his team win nightly. But Derrick Rose just straight up didn't help his team win last year. He didn't. And this is because Derrick Rose has a superstar mentality. A lot of the guys on this list that were point guards ranked ahead of him. Ricky Rubio was ranked 71. George Hill and Jeff Teague were ranked in the 50s, I think. All of those guys are role players on their respective teams, and they know they're role players. In their mind, they play as role players. They don't take over the games. Derrick Rose is not like those guys, and he's ranked way lower. He's got a superstar mentality, and I think that's one of his problems. That's what they covered in the video. explaining why Derrick Rose wasn't on this list. Derrick Rose has a superstar mentality. He's a very talented player, but last season he simply just didn't help his team win. I mean, they were actually better when he wasn't on the court. Unbelievable, right? Derrick Rose, they were better when he was on the court. Now, to be fair, Derrick Rose did start the season with that eye injury. We had double vision, and he was wearing a mask. He couldn't really see. It was really affecting his game. He played much better after that. That's something to take into account. The guys that did this list, they didn't really take that into account. I would put him on my top 100, as I already said, but they didn't. And I don't know what this really means, because it didn't really make that much of a difference when he came back, other than the stats. Derrick Rose put up some great numbers when he came back. Honestly, he was playing really well. He was putting up similar stats to him in past years, and that's great. But what they were looking at was how much he's helping the team win. He still looked like the same player that he had been all season long, and he wasn't helping his team win anymore. I mean, that was just the problem. Derrick Rose, very talented as an individual, but he didn't help his team win. Ricky Rubio helps his team win because he's a great facilitator. He doesn't hog the ball. He can't shoot very well, but he doesn't try to shoot a lot. And Derrick Rose can't shoot very well, but he tries to shoot a lot. And George Hill, he's there to shoot, so he shoots. He's there to defend, so he defends. And he's not there to take 20 shots a game. He's not there to be a volume scorer, so he doesn't do volume scoring. Jeff Teague, same thing. I mean, the guy has a superstar mentality, and that's why it actually hurt him last season. And it hurts him on this list because these guys look at analytics. He was very inefficient in that aspect because he wasn't getting any win shares. He wasn't getting any type of recognition. I mean, yes, he could put up big scoring numbers, but it's not like it was really contributing to anything as a squad. And, we'll see how it really impacts him next year. In New York, it's going to be a whole new experience with him and Melo, the two guys that, we know aren't, they haven't won in a little bit. Derrick Rose, you don't know how he's going to play at all. And Melo, you don't know if he's really going to want to win, honestly. So now, that's going to wrap this thing up. If y'all want to see anything like this, I know this video wasn't exactly, I just kind of made it because I felt like I should talk about it. I hadn't really rehearsed this over, and it probably didn't go all too smooth. But if you guys want to follow up on this, you want to follow up on something else, I'll make that definitely for sure. Please like this up, comment what you want to see, subscribe. I'm out. Thanks for watching, y'all. Peace.